Raider Nation. Oh, we got us a win, y'all. It was a hard fought win, but it's a win. It's a win. It's a win. It's a win. You know what I'm saying? First off, let me ask y'all, if it's your first time to the page, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the page. If you're returning to my page, welcome. I sure appreciate having you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Raider Earn. This is Westside Sports Radio. We talk about your Warriors, your A's, and of course, beloved Raiders. That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So we had a nice little win today, 16-14 at the Cleveland Browns. You know, I was thinking that our team was completely dejected and just had completely given up. Hey, team has a little bit of fight left in them. It's not completely over, y'all. We can still get back in this. We have to win out. That's first and foremost. Our next game we have to beat Denver. That game is at home. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that game is at home. We have a little bit of action at that, y'all. Our offensive line, so it looks like they're coming together lightweight. I mean, there's not so many penalties and things. Mm, I still see us getting blown up a little bit, especially Simpson. I seen him get thrown into the quarterback today. That's not a good sign at all. Oof. Derek Carr, that desperate throw to try to win the game. I don't know. That wasn't looking too good, y'all. But after that, the defense did come through with a nice little stop. And then DC did get us in position where Daniel Carlson go ahead and kick the game-winning field goal. DC's done this 28 times in his career. He's proven he can do this time and time again. We just have to give him a chance. So a lot of the times when we lose, we're only getting them the ball like, 35, 38 seconds left. You know what I'm saying? This time we got him the ball with 2 minutes. See what he did? This is what the man could do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into a couple of things I wanted to look at here, y'all, and discuss with y'all. Okay, so Derek Carr was 25 of 38 for 236 yards. He had averaged 6.2 yards. He had a touchdown and interception. He had 2 sacks. He was sacked twice for 6 yards. It's not bad. And a quarterback rating of 80.6. That rating would have came up a little bit if those. I mean, he had a lot of drops by his receivers. I mean, I think the number that we counted was 8 drops. So if you count those 8, and that would put him at pretty decent 33 of 38. I mean, but that didn't happen. So we're gonna go with the 25 of 38 and the 236. I mean, that's not a great game for DC, but we'll take it. 236 is not it's not horrible. You know what I'm saying? And then if we look at crossover at Cleveland, you had Nick Mullins he went 20 for 30 for 147 yards, average of 4.9, one touchdown, no interceptions. He did not get sacked, and his quarterback rating was 89.2. So I mean, rating wise, he had a better game than DC, but DC went for more numbers, more yards by almost 100. I mean, 89 yards difference. Uh, Big thing that stands out here, that interception, because he didn't really have to throw that ball. He had a couple other receivers open. I mean, this is becoming like a lightweight, alarming pattern with DC. These missed receivers. I think this comes from a lot of him having so much on his plate and a lot of responsibility and a lot of pressure, knowing that he has to make it happen or it's not going to happen. And then knowing what's going to happen if he doesn't make it happen, all the shit that he's going to hear from Raider Nation. But that's just the way I think about it in my head. Whatever. Josh Jacobs had 15 carries, 52 yards, averaged 3.5. That average is kind of low. His long was 9. Um, Watching the game, to my eye, it just seemed like he was doing much better than that. But 52 yards, I mean, that's super low for a running back of his caliber. But compared to his recent output, that's pretty decent. But if you factor in the rushing yards that we got from Peyton Barber, five carries for 34 yards, 6.8 per carry, and a long of 19. So basically, out of our running backs, if you combine them two together, we got 20 carries for 86 yards. 20 carries, 86, 4, 4 point. So yeah, about 4.5. We'll take it. And then you look at Nick Chubb. I mean, 23 carries, 91 yards, an average of 4, a touchdown, long of 24. It just seemed as when we were playing that game, it just seemed like he was just chewing us up. I thought he would have had more than that. It seemed like we were getting eaten up. I did like what I saw when we brought in Marcus Mariota. I've always been a fan of not having a quarterback controversy with Mariota and Carr, but I see when we bring Mariota in, the defense doesn't know what the hell to think. And if we send Mariota on little uh when we do the read option, if we have him continue that run, when he runs out to the side, like running around like he has the ball, it seems like the defense kind of respects that a little bit, which gives that extra little second for the running back to get up the middle because the defense doesn't really know what the hell's going on. I kind of like that a little bit. It's just we'll have that discussion another day. Um, Dallin Levitt, ooh, yeah, he had a carry for 2 yards on that fake punt. I kind of like that because who would have thought that we would give that to Dallin Levitt? So that was cool, a little something different to see. Dearness Johnson, he only had one carry for -2 yards for the Browns. So hey, okay, I'm with that. Thing that stood out today in this game, Brandon Faison. I mean, he's always going to be, we got him off the practice squad. Let's get that out there. We got him off the practice squad, and he's been getting burnt a little bit this year. But this game in particular, it just seemed like they were targeting him, and he wasn't going for it. He was holding his ground. He didn't really give up a lot. So most of the time, it seemed like he was on Donovan Peoples-Jones, who only had 4 catches on 8 targets for 48 yards, which is an average of 12. But I mean, the average of 12 is a little bit up there because that average is a first down. But it's like when they went to him on third down a lot, and it seemed like Faison was there making things happen. Uh, I really like that. Oh, other news: Trayvon Mullen seemed to have taken down all of his Raider stuff off of Instagram. So just keep an eye on that developing story as the following days come. David Njoku, he had 3 catches for 29 yards, the average of 9.7, a long of 13. It just seemed like he was murdering us too. Maybe it's just because I'm a Raider fan, so it seemed like anything that they do is just murdering us. I don't know, but it just seemed like he was eating us up. But the numbers show different. Rashad Higgins, 3 catches, 24 yards for an average of 8. He had no touchdowns and a long of 13 on 5 targets. I can't remember who was covering him, and I think a couple of those were overthrown. Maybe one was underthrown, and the other one was uncatchable. If my memory serves me correct, I smoke a lot of weed, so don't mind me. For Raiders receiving, we had Zay Jones, 6 catches, 67 yards, 11.2 yards per catch, no touchdowns, along of 16 on 9 targets. But it just seemed like when we needed Zay Jones, like when we were going deep, like Zay Jones is just not that deep threat. It's like he's not really getting the separation. He can get the step to get behind the receiver, behind the defender, but he's just not tracking the ball well. We need to put him in more positions that suit his skill set or whatnot. Foster Moreau, he had 9 targets, 7 catches, 65 yards, 9.3 average, long of 14. To me, those numbers just don't seem right to my eye. I just seen him balls hitting him right in the middle of I'm sorry, pause. Footballs hitting him right in the middle of the chest, and they're bouncing off, but in like big like when we need them, like 2nd and 11, if memory serves me correctly, and on third down, those are the ones you need. Josh Jacobs had 3 catches, 42 yards, an average of 14, long as 17 on 4 targets. Huh. Now, Josh hasn't been really much of a receiving back, but hey, I like that latest development coming out of there. 42 yards, I like that. Josh, that's something we can work with. Maybe we can hone in and develop that and turn him into a complete back. If Josh becomes a complete back and can ever learn to run behind this offensive line, we'd be good. My only thing is, some running backs do good against certain offensive lines and certain ones don't. And Josh just seemed to run good against the offensive line that we had before. And this offensive line just doesn't seem suited to fit Josh Jacobs' running style. It's like oil and water to me. Hunter Renfrow, 3 catches, 32 yards on 5 targets, 10.7 yards average, long of 13. Hunter Renfrow today just seemed underwhelming to me a little bit. Like, another one just seemed when we needed him, we couldn't connect. Uh, Peyton Barber had 1 catch for 12 yards on that 1 target. Okay. Deshaun Jackson, oh goodness, 1 catch, 11 yards, long of 11, of course. 3 targets. Yo, Deshaun. Yo, son. You a veteran, bruh. We got to make this happen for you, man. You got to make it happen for yourself, bruh. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on you. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about you next year, bruh. I mean, I love to have you. You're a fabulous deep threat. It's just I kind of just think, even though we got to win and we're still in the hunt, they say, still think this whole thing just got to be blown up. We're just gonna have to retool everything. Brian Edwards, 3 catches, 4 targets, 8 yards, and 3 catches, 8 yards, 3 catches, 8 yards, a 2.7 average. He had a touchdown. Okay, I'll overlook them 8 yards because you got the touchdown. But bruh, I'm not gonna keep overlooking that shit. You got to get it together, homie. Defensively, oh my God, John Abram was everywhere. My dude, we finally put him in a position where he can succeed. And look, what do you know? Success. Keep him out of coverage, and look what happens. I love it. 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 2 tackles for loss. Put that man in position to fit his skill set, and he'll make things happen. That's what I've been saying. We can't keep having him in coverage, bro. You're gonna put him in coverage, he's gonna get roasted. It's gonna kill his confidence. It's gonna kill his reputation. It's just gonna be a hot mess. KJ Wright, yo, the old man. Look at him. 8 tackles, 4 solos. Markel Lee, 5 tackles, 3 solos. Brandon Faison, 4 tackles, 4 solo. All of his tackles were solo. Max Crosby, 4 and 4. So 4 tackles, 4 solo. Keyshawn Nixon, 4 and 3 with a quarterback hit. Cleveland Farrell, three solo. I'm sorry, 3 tackles, 2 solo, and a quarterback hit. That I'm looking down the column right now, and we only have 3 players that even recorded anything. 4 players that recorded anything on the quarterback. Yannick would have hit. Nassib would have hit. Cleveland would have hit. And Keyshawn Nixon would have hit. That's it on the quarterbacks. We had no sacks. We only had 1, 2, 3 tackles for losses. The third one being Quentin Jefferson. Defensively, we did only allow 14 points. But yo, these numbers ain't looking so hot, yo. The tackles are nice and everything. And Jonathan Abram was a real standout with the 2 tackles for loss. But yo, no sacks. I'm not gonna complain and nitpick too much because we did get a win, but no sacks, yo. I don't know. Daniel Carlson hit the game winner. As time expired, we were down 13-14. Daniel Carlson hit the game winner, put us up 16-14. Las Vegas Raiders get the win. We head into Denver next week to play the Donkeys and Drew Lock as Teddy Bridgewater was injured. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. I'm sorry, we're not playing in Denver. We're going to Allegiant to play the Donkeys. We don't play so good at home. The Donkeys have just as much to play for as we do. They're 7-7 as well, and we have a tiebreaker over them. So they expect these guys to come out on fire, y'all. So we're gonna have to bring our best game against them. They're not gonna be no pushover for this next game, y'all. Just let's be clear about that. We do have to win out all these next games to make the playoffs, and we're gonna need some help. We have Denver coming up next week. We have the Colts the week following, and Jonathan Taylor, MVP candidate. Two guys I'm terrified of is Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry. But Nick Chubb is just as nasty as them guys, and we held them to 91 yards. They held Nick Chubb to 91 yards today. Just Jonathan Taylor's just another beast. I don't know. We do have action though. We can make it happen. After the Colts, we finish up against the iPhone Chargers in Vegas. Again, we don't play very well in Vegas. I don't know, y'all. We'll have to see the upcoming developments and everything. In the meantime, like I said, if you're watching my channel, why don't you go ahead and hop over to Spotlight Sports Network, give them a like and subscribe. That's my man Darian, man. Big salute out to him. He's the one giving me my start. He's the one helping me out with everything, getting everything going. Darian, where my intro at, bruh? Shout out to Key in the building. Shout out to Hammer's House. Shout out to SC Experience. Shout out to everybody, Coach Dante, everybody at Spotlight Sports Network who's so supportive. Man, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can get fresh news every time I go live. Again, I'll be live tomorrow doing Reaction Tuesday for y'all. Go ahead and pull up. I'll answer all your questions that I can. I'll have a nice little cool little panel or something. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. You guys can check out my new overlay tomorrow that I'm debuting. It's fresh, y'all. I got something fresh for y'all. Y'all gonna like it. My man Hammer not doing Reaction Tuesday tomorrow, so guess who got tasked with it? Your boy. You know what I'm saying? It'll be my first one, so y'all gonna have to work with me. But yeah, I hope to see y'all there tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a nice evening. Raider love, Raider Nation. Good night. This is Raider Earn, and I'm gone.